Welcome back to my cozy corner of the internet. I'm Mayastar, and this is the Mayastar Podcast. I teach energy healing courses online through Mayastar Academy, share spiritual guidance and mystical musings on the Maya Muses blog, and provide healing, ritual and spellcasting services as a starseeded shaman and professional witch. And today is episode 42 in the Mayastar Unscripted series. Today we're going to be discussing guardian angels, how to connect with them, signs of their presence, and ways you can adapt your spiritual practice to strengthen your connection with the celestial light beings that support you. And at the end of this episode, I'll be drawing a card from the Lemurian Star Child Oracle for our Starseed Guidance segment. I'll present some ideas for reflection and meditation, and you can view the card for this episode's oracle on the Mayastar Podcast YouTube channel by going to the channel page and then to the Community Posts tab. As usual, I come armed with notes but without a script, so we'll be meandering around these topics and pursuing the scenic route to enlightenment. If this sounds interesting to you, stick around and while away the next half an hour or so with me as we explore these things together. Find out about the different ways you can work with me and discover my energy healing and spiritual development courses by visiting my website at mayastar.net. You can also join the Mayastar mailing list to stay up to date with the latest special offers. So, guardian angels, I'm sure you've heard of them, and you've probably at some stage in your life tried to connect with them. Most people instinctively reach out to their angels when they're children, but become less receptive to their guidance as they grow up and perhaps even write off their experiences with angels as being akin to an imaginary friend or something like that. But the angels are spiritual beings that are always with us, and they are there to offer us support if we reach out to them. Guardian angels are a bit different to other angelic beings, though. They are believed to have been ascribed to us from the time of our birth, or perhaps they could be energetic beings, light beings, or even some kind of ancestral spirits that are related to us before we're born and which retain that connection even once we're incarnated, maintaining a level of communication with us, but on an energetic level, so we may sense their presence, but we're not likely to actually see them in a physical form, or like you might imagine you'd see potentially a ghost or anything like that. With an angelic presence, it's usually that you will just experience the feeling of their presence. And if you do see anything, it's often quite abstract, like you'll see them as an area of light in the room, rather than seeing them as a human form with wings and everything as we would tend to describe them. So today's episode is inspired by my work with a newly restored healing course to the Mayastar syllabus. Guardian Angel Reiki which is a single attunement-based energy healing course that you can use to establish a stronger connection with your guardian angel and to connect with them for healing and protection, to channel energy through them, and to receive messages and guidance where possible. Angels can't always intervene. Sometimes they can only support us as we go through a difficult time, but they are always a supportive presence. So I thought I'd start by describing some of the things you might experience when an angel is present. And the first thing people tend to notice is a sense that somebody is with them, a feeling that they're being watched or that somebody is standing beside them. But there are other signs that people can pick up on, and you've probably heard of angel numbers. You might sense a presence at the time you notice a repeating number like 1111 or 222. These kinds of numbers can sometimes be signs of an angelic presence, a kind of synchronicity that's a little nudge from the universe, a little nudge from the ethereal realms to remind you that you're on the right track, or simply that you're not alone in this, that you have a spiritual support team backing you all the way. And guardian angels, with the emphasis on the word guardian, are protective spirits. They are there to prevent us from falling into bad habits, negative experiences, meaning the kind that we wouldn't actually spiritually benefit from. They're not there to smooth the path completely and take away from us our ability to learn and grow by confronting the difficult experiences of life. But they are there to offer us support and encouragement, and if we ask them to, they can offer us healing and bring us peace as we go through difficult times. Because we all have free will, angels won't intervene in ways that would prevent us from making those choices, from being autonomous beings. They are there to help us and encourage us, but not in ways that would infringe on our own free will. That's why we have to communicate with them and ask them for their support and healing. And they may communicate with us in different ways. You're not likely to hear a voice speaking to you, but rather you'll receive impressions. You might see things in dreams that inspire you with new ideas or remind you of situations where you've taken a wrong turn and remind you that you don't want to do that again. You need to be open to your intuition when you're working with your guardian angel to make sure that you pick up on the communications that they intend for you. But other things people can notice are finding white feathers in unusual places. This happens to me a lot, but it's because I've got one of those cushions that kind of molts, and every now and then it puffs out a few feathers and they turn up all around my house. So I know in my case, most of the time, the feather situation is not an angelic presence, but it is something that people have noticed. White feathers appearing in places you didn't expect them, possibly being a sign of an angelic presence. Another experience people can have is a sense that somebody is standing behind you or placing their hands on your shoulders with a kind of electrical sensation, a bit like when you're working with energy healing techniques. You may experience those strangely electrical sensations during healing transmissions. And you may experience that when your guardian angel is with you. And another thing you might experience is seeing colours, almost like you're picking up on the aura, or the angels are trying to communicate something to you, a particular energy frequency, and you perceive it as colour or vibration. Sometimes you can actually hear sounds. Often it sounds sort of like a bell or like one of those singing bowls. You get a kind of tone, a vibration. And that can also happen when you're experiencing an angelic presence. Now, it's unlikely that all of these things would happen at once. Some people's intuition is going to be more attuned to the physical sensations. Others are going to be more receptive to hearing sounds. And others will be more receptive to seeing colours. But the more you work with your guardian angel through a system like Guardian Angel Reiki, the stronger that connection can become. And then the more likely you are to gain greater insight from the communications. Impressions and inspiration can come to you through your connection with your guardian angel. So look out for the angelic numbers, the 1111 and 777 numbers. They can be messages of encouragement from your guardian angel, reminding you that you're on the right path, just a nod to say that you're making the right choice. And notice if during a period of stress, this is something that a lot of people tend to notice, during a period of stress or emotional upset, like a really bad time, suddenly in the middle of it, that whole emotional storm can fall away and you experience a wave of peace that comes over you very suddenly. Almost as if those difficult emotions have been lifted slightly away from your body so that you can catch your breath. That's often an angelic presence. And other people believe that when you see butterflies, again at odd times of year, in odd places where you don't expect to see a butterfly, that might also be a sign of an angelic presence. So if you do experience any of these things, it may be worth trying to reach out to your guardian angel to see if they're trying to communicate with you. Or spend some time in meditation, reflecting on the feeling that you're having or the experience you've had to see if the angels are able to communicate any more detail, any more guidance through inspiration, intuition, or symbols that will clarify their message to you at that time. Always bear in mind that the angels are working for your highest good. So if you ask them to do something for you or help you with something and it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean that the angels are not helping you. It may just mean that in this particular circumstance, you don't know what's good for you, or in this particular circumstance, that their intervention could prevent you from learning something that's vitally important for your soul's development. We all have to go through difficult times in our lives. We all have to face challenges. in order to learn and to grow. And the angels know that and would not remove those opportunities from you. So remember, sometimes our perspective comes from a place of ego. And a lot of times we're facing difficult periods, and it's the ego's response to uncertainty that makes it feel so traumatic. When if we were able to gain a higher perspective, we'd be able to see that perhaps things are not as dark as they seem. Perhaps there could be a silver lining, or perhaps this is something that is part of our soul contract, something that we've signed up for before this lifetime, and something that we need to learn to work with. We're going to learn some kind of important spiritual knowledge or insight through the challenge that we face, and it may help us to help another person. It may increase our empathy. There are a lot of ways that negative and difficult experiences can manifest good things in the end. I mean, not always. I'm not saying that this always happens or we can always appreciate the spiritual aspect of the things we experience on this earth plane during this lifetime. Sometimes these things we can't fathom while we're here, but ultimately they will make sense. We can only really have faith about that, faith in the universe, and belief that inherently the universe and its unfolding are positive, and that we are a part of that. It's all part of one divine expression. And from some very spiritual perspective, it does make sense. We're just not in a position to really appreciate it from where we currently stand. But we can trust in the universe. And by working with our guardian angels, we can come to appreciate those things. We can come to appreciate that our perspective is limited, and that perhaps we don't need to worry about things as much as we do. That things do unfold in accordance with divine timing and in accordance with the universal law. So I'll talk a little bit about Guardian Angel Reiki and some of the things that you might want to use it for. Guardian Angel Reiki is a single attunement course which allows you to strengthen your connection with your guardian angel. And it's not the same as a traditional Reiki system. We don't use symbols in this system. We don't use the hand positions like you have with traditional Usui Reiki. It's a different kind of energy healing practice, and it's to strengthen your connection with your guardian angel. So it's awakening angelic light codes within your energy field that strengthens your resonance with the angelic realms and with angelic beings, specifically your own guardian angel. And by working on that relationship with your guardian angel, you'll be able to call them in to help you with your healing practice. You'll be able to ask them to offer your body healing, offer your heart healing, balance your chakras, for example, or just help you to restore your inner peace. But it also makes a great system for protection because guardian angels are so naturally protective. By calling your guardian angel in regularly, by working with Guardian Angel Reiki, you can protect your energy field from negative influences and toxic situations, toxic energy, and those kinds of situations where your energy can become depleted, where you're around people that literally are sucking the life out of you kind of thing. You can connect with your guardian angel through guardian angel Reiki and bring them in for protection and shielding your energy field. And in my notes here, I've written, you are never alone. And that's an important thing to remember when you're on a spiritual awakening journey, because there will be times that you can feel very cut off, very disconnected spiritually from yourself or from the world around you, from other people, and even from the spiritual beings that support you. There are times when your energy will be dysregulated so that you can't feel that natural exchange of energy that's usually there. But the thing to remember is that even during those times, it's a question that your perception is blocked. It's a question that you're still connected. It's just that you're not conscious of that connection at the time. And working regularly with your guardian angel can help you to find reassurance, can help you to recognize that your guardian angel is always with you, and they are angling things so that you continue to progress. They want to see you achieve balance and wholeness and your true spiritual potential. Their presence is loving and encouraging and protective all of the time. So even when you can't feel it yourself, trust that the angels are with you. Trust that your guardian angel has your back. Stay open to the signs that they are present and learn to rely on their support. And like I say, if you want to develop that stronger connection and feel their presence more powerfully, Guardian Angel Reiki would be a good choice, and you can read more about that on the Mayastar website at mayastar.net. So, now we come to the Starseed Guidance segment. And today, I'm drawing from the Lemurian Star Child Oracle again. I'm still working with this deck, currently exclusively for these unscripted episodes, but it's given me an excuse to keep going back to that deck, which is good because, you know, usually I don't work consistently with oracle decks. Usually I work with tarot or the runes, but yeah, I don't usually work regularly with oracle decks because I use them for path working and lucid dreaming and that kind of thing rather than as oracles. But in this capacity, I am using this oracle deck as an oracle to see if the Lemurians have any messages for us today. And as usual, if these messages resonate with you, take what vibes but leave the rest behind. These card readings are intended to give you some ideas to explore and something to meditate on. But if it doesn't vibe with you, don't worry about it. And if it does, do check out the Mayastar Podcast YouTube channel, where you can go to the Community Posts tab to view the card, because I'll share a picture of the card there when this episode goes live. Okay, let's see. And today's card is titled Emergence. It features a person rising from the water, and there's a rising sun behind them. They have butterfly wings, and there are butterflies made of light above them. It has a very uplifting vibe. Lots of orange and yellow in this card, giving a bit of a phoenix vibe, a sense of rising, transformation and ascension. Interestingly, butterflies are often a sign of angels, so perhaps that's a sign that connecting with our angels this week would be a good idea. Or perhaps it's a sign that as the year waxes and the light returns, we are all primed and ready to ascend, progress, and leave behind what no longer serves us. Because the being in this image is rising from the water, it does give a sense of rebirth or cleansing, perhaps even a kind of baptism. So maybe it's a good time for you to take a moment and consider what you're ready to leave behind. What have you been carrying around that no longer serves you? Are you holding on to old habits? Are you holding on to ways of thinking and ways of behaving that hold you back and cause you problems? Is it time to let go of something so that you can be liberated from what's holding you back and move forward with greater purpose and freedom? Okay, let me turn to the guidebook for some insight on this card. Okay, let's see. The keywords for this card are celebrate, sensuality and pleasure, right to feel and enjoy, finding your joy, truly living, the sacral chakra. That makes sense with the colours, doesn't it? I said it's a lot of orange and yellow, so that would be the sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra. Very much a creativity kind of vibe. Resolving guilt issues, just being, playing, sunshine, the end of major clearing. The reference to truly living is very much the vibe that I was picking up. The sense of being authentically aligned with your higher purpose comes through in this card. And the reference to the sacral chakra suggests to me that a good way to connect with this current would be through creative pursuits like art or poetry, creative writing, or simply expressing yourself in more creative ways, perhaps the way you dress, the way you style your hair and that kind of thing. If you do it mindfully, it can become part of your spiritual expression. The guidebook says, by just being and experiencing life beyond the mind, I return to bliss, leaving behind mind limitation. Emergence heralds receptiveness and expression of sensuality. The senses emerge as infinite organs of bliss through subtle enjoyment, released of the need for any emotional fix. So we're talking about pursuing things that feel good, things that you enjoy, but not for the purpose of overcoming negative feelings. You're not looking for an antidote to a bad situation. You're just being open and receptive to these positive energies. Can you feel the many frequencies of light that you are receiving in every part of your body? The emergence of joy guides you into these feelings of light, shows you that it is safe to merge with these loving vibrations, these reminders of blissful dimensions like Lemuria. Can you receive the information that the emergence of deep peace gives you? You are shown truth beyond the beliefs of your mind. great insights of oneness. In this peace, you can embrace any emotion without going into a mental projection about it. The emergence of bliss shows you how all density melts away through love. By feeling the light and also bringing the light to denser feelings and emotions, the information of love reaches here too. Your whole body receives the message that all is well and it's okay to relax. What a very uplifting card this is, isn't it? And it really vibes with this time of year for me. As the year is waxing and the energy is increasing, the healing energy of the sun, it does inspire you to move towards your goals, progress your healing journey. And reading on, the section headed Healing Process, it says, your senses are receptors of divine frequencies. They are not just there to function. Functioning is their primary goal in the production process of the conditioned mind. But you are not a product. You are a being of light. Allow yourself to see everything with the eyes of a newborn. Allow your senses to have a complete reset. The newborn knows that the senses are blissful, knows how to enjoy. The little ones can also go through many emotions. Yes, they can suffer also. But the suffering is from the burdens of humanity. The enjoyment is from purity. Allow your senses to let go of the conditioning, the burdens of humanity. Many of these conditions are beliefs in what gives you a bad emotion and what gives you a happy one. Now you are ascending to go beyond the emotional roller coaster into a space of pure bliss. So if you feel moved to tap into this energy, don't forget to visit the Mayastar Podcast YouTube channel. Go to the community posts tab and view the card, which I'll be sharing there so that you can meditate on it if you feel inspired to. And as always, take only what resonates with you. Leave the rest behind. And if this starseed guidance has inspired you, then that's fantastic, and I wish you a blessed and beautiful day. And that brings us to the end of today's Unscripted episode. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope you're leaving this episode suffused with good vibes and great ideas. You can hear more from me today by exploring previous Unscripted episodes. And remember that these episodes are pre-recorded, but you can find my latest mystical musings and updates on the Maya Muses blog at blog.mayastar.net. I hope to see you back here again soon. And in the meantime, I wish you peace, prosperity, and progress in all you do. With blessings.